Morning guys, so it is Friday the 24th of May and I'm back at Temple Lake, this time with Connor for a 48-hour session. It's coming up to about 8 o'clock. I've dropped everything off in the swim but haven't obviously done anything yet, so for now let's just roll that intro. Alright guys, so as I said, I am back at Temple Lake, which is Bury Hill Fisheries in Dorking. Absolutely lovely place. I was quite lucky last time I was here. I was in swim 1, I had the wind blowing down to me and I had a couple fish. Now, this is not an easy lake guys. I've gone for swim 4 this time. I wanted to pick a swim that's going to give me and Connor swims together. He's actually decided to go a little further away because the guy 2 swims up in a really good peg is leaving later, so he's going to temporarily fish from peg 7 for daytime until 5 o'clock. Then he's going to move into peg 6, so he's only 2 pegs away from me, which is close enough for Connor. He didn't like the peg next to me. I've got nothing set up. I need to get it all set up. I'm going to show you the gear, show you the swim. Alright guys, so as you can see, all the gear is there, nothing is set up at all, and let's show you the water. So as you can see, pretty much everything in view at the minute is my water. And obviously I've got a channel over here, so I will be investigating that for sure. I have fished this swim once before. I did get a couple bites. It was a long time ago guys, and unfortunately I think I had a couple of hook pulls. I was using 9-foot dwarfs back then and I found them a little stiff in the tip, which was one of my main reasons for changing to the 12-footers if I'm honest. But anyway, neither here nor there. I am now back on Temple, swim 4, beautiful day, got Connor with me, who's going to be a bit closer later on. So it's looking like it's going to be a really nice session. I haven't seen a single fish yet, if I'm honest guys. We've only been here literally an hour, just under an hour. Haven't seen anything show, haven't heard anything boshing, but Tony the bailiff, I've obviously asked his advice, as I always do when I'm coming here. I did say to him, look, you know, I need to be together with Connor. Peg 4 it is, but for now, I need to get myself set up guys. So I'm going to get myself set up, investigate with the bait boat, decide where I want to have my spots, and then get some rigs out. Now, there's another thing I'm going to be doing this session guys, and you may get to see it on this vlog, although I will be doing a separate vlog for it. I am now, on this session, going to be doing a review of the brand new Stealth Cams Vortex bait spreader, and I'll tell you what guys, that is a serious bit of kit. I'm proper chuffed about that. Steve at Stealth Cams is an absolute legend. His customer service is second to none. I cannot say enough good things about this guys. In the review I'm going to show loads of postings, and also guys, you know, if you want to have a look at what that Stealth Cams Vortex is like, look out for the review. Morning guys, so just want to give you a bit of an update. So it's Friday morning, just got here a few hours ago. I've positioned myself in peg 4, thinking Connor would go into peg 5, but he didn't like the look of it, so he's jumped into peg 7 for now guys. But the guy's leaving on peg 6, so he's going to be going into that later, so we are going to be relatively close. One of the guys, in fact he's an old bailiff here, Ray, who was fishing on the other side, peg 14. He's had a few fish since Saturday, and he said to me, Jay, all the fish are over the other side, recognised you from my vlogs, called me Mr. Mousehole. So recognised me from my vlogs and said, Jay, you want to be over at peg 14 if you're by yourself. The fish are all over there. And then I sort of explained, oh, I can't. I'm with Connor and we're having a bit of a social, so we've got to fish together. So there is a better peg available guys, and if I was by myself I would be up and ended and I'd be over in peg 14. I have caught from peg 14. In fact, it's the very first peg I fished here, and I caught my very first visit here years ago. But this session is more about being with Connor, having a social. He's got a hand in a cast, so he may need help at some point. So if I don't catch, it's not the end of the world. I'm out in this absolutely glorious weather in this fantastic location. I'm going to be doing a bait spreader review, the Vortex from Stealth Cams, so that's important for me. This side's really good, it's very picturesque, it's gonna be a lovely review I hope. So I'm happy where I am. Also, when I got here I did actually see a fish show in the channel in front of me. So I've only got one there now, guys, and I put it out as a single, pink, sorry, yeah, it's a single, so it's still a single wafter, pink OG fish wafter in a PVA bag. So I've literally just pinged out 4 boilies. They're the 20mm sweet corn soluble ones from Outlaw Pro, so you know, in warm water, that's, give it a couple of hours and that'll just be ground bait over there. So I haven't put loads out, only a bit. And stupidly, I'm doing a bait spread review when I left the bait boat in the van. So at some point I'm going to bring the rods back in, go back to the van, get the bait boat and come back. But for now I'm just enjoying watching the water. Absolutely lovely. I haven't seen anything else to go on yet, but I am led to believe bite time here at the minute, guys, is in the evening, about 7 PM. So I'm just going to relax, enjoy not being at work. It's a Friday, I'm not at work, got the day off, and I'm going to be fishing with Connor, so that's all good, guys. Fingers crossed. I will pray to those carp gods that I can manage to get you a fish or two this weekend. It should, I'll be honest, Temple Lake isn't an easy lake, guys, but it has tended to be quite kind to me, so there is a good chance. Also, I mean, this will come out in the future, but tonight, my last visit here, it seems from swim 1, I had 3. I don't know why I thought I had 2, but Ray asked me before he was leaving. I said, oh yeah, that comes out tonight. I think I had 2, and then I looked on my phone and went, no, actually I had 3 fish. And I had this giant tench as well. So I had a really good visit here last time, guys, so this time it'll be different. I've got a review that I have to do. I want to spend time with Connor because I've not fished with him since, I think, Linear, so it's been quite a while, and he's been keen to get out, and his car's not working, so I went and picked him up this morning. I'll drop him off when we go back. So more of a social one this visit, guys. Obviously I would love to catch from here. I believe the fish should be at a good weight, pre-spawn weight, so they should be feeding up now. So that bait spreader, which is gonna get used this weekend for sure, guys, might be the whole key for me getting some fish. Fingers crossed. That's your morning update. I'll give you an update later on. Like I said, at some point I'm going to bring the rods in, get the bait boat here, send it out with the deeper, mark up some spots that I want to stick to for the weekend. I definitely want one in the mid channel, guys. I have caught from this bank before mid channel, so not going all the way over to the far margin, although I know the far margins have been doing well. So I want to have mid channel, probably one on the far margin, and probably one in that channel. So I kind of roughly know where I want to go, but I just want to get the bait boat out, reconfirm some spots, program them in on the autopilot, and then hopefully get the drone up, get some lovely footage of this lake, and then get some footage of the bait spreader. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you some fish. Friday afternoon, about 3:30. Brought the rods in earlier. I had a rig missing, which was a really bit weird. Not quite sure how that's happened. So a whole rig was gone on one of the rods, and my pink OG fish was gone as well. That's a wafter, so don't know if the crays have had it or whether it's, I certainly didn't have any bites. So yeah, that's a little bit weird. Well, I say that, coots have been going down like crazy over there, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of them pecked it off, so that might be the case. Right, so let's show you what's on the 3 rods. I will probably stick to these baits for tonight. The spots may change, guys, just because if I see any fish. We have just seen a fish actually. I'm in swim 4. Connor, instead of going for swim 5, which would have been helpful, he went for swim 6, and a fish just boshed out on the margin in swim 5 directly in front of both of us, directly in the middle of both of us. Hi guys, so it's 2 o'clock Friday afternoon. I'm just about to redo the rods and thought I'd show you what's going out on what rod. So starting from right to left, my first rod is going to be pop-up corn in a solid PVA bag. Middle rod is going to be a white Scent from Hell pop-up topped with a pink bit of maize. I've trimmed it down a bit to make sure it acts as I want it to. And the last one is a Scent from Hell wafter that I've trimmed quite a bit so that it kind of sits on the hook. So that's what's going out, guys. I'm going to show you on the map where they're going. So I've gone to spots A, C and D, guys. So A is the PVA bag with the pop-up corn. It's had some corn put out over it. C, I wanted to try using the vortex. Oh guys, so I am doing a separate review on it, but I can give you a little bit of a preview here. So I am doing a review of this little bad boy. This is from Stealth Cams UK, guys. They're the guys that made the absolutely amazing, I can't even say it, made the absolutely amazing winch cams, guys. They use a Sony lens and all that. It's the dogs, I've got to be honest, but this is also the dogs. For getting your bait out in a sort of spiraled pattern away from your bait boat, it's got a little variable speed here, so you can either, you know, go minimum distance, maximum distance. Really, really good, guys. There is a review coming on the channel soon, so that's going to be a good one, well worth watching. So the middle rod I put out was a white Scent from Hell pop-up, trimmed it slightly and put a pink bit of maize on there as a topper. And then I just wanted to try something that I've been finding recently, that I've had quite a few fish from the shallow waters. Now obviously it's been warming up and the shallower water is going to be warmer than everywhere else, so I've gone to a spot in my margin. I did see a fish show, but it's a little bit further up in the margin and not one I'd be happy trying to get to. So I've got a little bay sort of thing to my right hand margin, sorry, left hand margin, guys. And it's also an area that I can reach over the reeds and hand throw in some pellet or corn or whatever I want. So that's got a white wafter, Scent from Hell, really trimmed down. So instead of it wafting, it's literally just sitting on the hook, which is how I want that one presented, to be fair. Give that a try. So that's where they are at 3:30. Now, unless I see anything to go for, guys, I'll leave them there. I'm happy to leave them there. I believe they'll all be presented well, but I am obviously sitting out watching the water and all the rest, and like I said, we've seen one show. If we start seeing more show, then yes, I'm gonna very, very likely move one of my rods. But if I can get away with leaving them for tonight, I would like to, for 2 reasons. One, because I've put a spreader bait using the bait spreader on 2 of the rods, and I'd like to see how that goes. Hi guys, so it's about 7:30 Friday evening and I've decided to redo the rods. Main reason is when I brought them in earlier, 2 of the rods were missing baits. Now I know there's crayfish in here, so I wasn't going to put them out in the afternoon and leave them for the whole night, not knowing whether there's a bait on the end or not. So that's the first reason. The other reason is I predominantly had white baits out earlier and pop-up corn, and looking over my last vlog here, I actually caught on the brown match the hatch scopex squid, so I've switched 2 of them over to that. I still want to keep one on a white with a pink topper, that's a pop-up, but the others have gone on to the brown match the hatch scopex squid, guys. Try and give myself the best chance of getting a fish tonight. So first one I'm actually putting out to mid-channel, and that is the white Scent from Hell pop-up with a pink maize topper, guys. So rather than tell you, I'm just going to show you on camera where they're going, dropping them out with a handful of pellet, a little bit of corn, and that's it for tonight, guys. Really, fingers crossed that'll get me a bite. So now we're going to put the middle rod out, and this is going to go to somewhere new. I've decided, after seeing one fish jump earlier tight to the island margin, I'm going to put this one tight to the island. I've already measured it earlier on the deeper, so I know it's about 3.5 foot or 3.9 foot, so I'm not that worried about it. It should be good. And this is going to be a Nash Scopex Squid Match the Hatch wafter, so it's a brown wafter. It's only a 12mm, just going out with a few little freebies, so let's get it out of there. There you go guys, just thought I'd give you a bit of a closer shot than what it was on. And now let's just bring that one back. Autopilot is an absolute lifesaver at times guys, saves you a lot of time on the bank. Okay guys, so this is going to be the last rod to go out. Again, it's a Scopex Squid wafter, which is brown, this time in a solid PVA bag, and I'm going to put it in the channel again. I was there earlier, in the middle. This time I want to pick one side or the other, and I don't really know, because the problem I've got is on the left hand side you get the geese and all walking in a path there, although I don't think that should really affect it. So I'm probably going to go to the left hand side guys, but you'll see on the camera anyway. Alright guys, well that's it for Friday night. Fingers crossed one of them will go off. Morning guys, so just gone 5 o'clock Saturday morning, and obviously that lack of footage means I've had nish all night. Not sure if Connor's had anything or anyone else on the lake. I didn't hear any alarms go last night, but that doesn't mean they didn't go off. So I'm going to make myself a coffee, watch the water, see if anything gives itself away. I've got to say I didn't really hear any fish last night, but that could be masked by the amount of bird life noise here. I mean, the geese are constantly at it pretty much all night, so yeah, it might be a case of I just didn't hear the fish because the geese were so noisy. There's a mist over the water this morning. I'll probably swing the camera around in a minute and show you that, so it's a little bit nippy, hence why I'm a little bit wrapped up this morning. It's crazy temps really. You got like 18 degrees during the day. When the sun's on it's roasting hot, and then I think it went down to about 6 degrees last night, so again those things don't kind of help. But let's swing the camera around, let you have a look at the water for a bit, and I'm going to get myself a coffee on. Zoom in a bit for that. Alright guys, so I'm a little bit torn on this one. So normally, as you know, I would always leave my rods in, and that's likely what I'm going to do, but here you do have the question of, has your hook links been crayed or not? Now I must admit, my last visit here I didn't experience any problems whatsoever. Spoke to a couple of people and they said no problems, but I used to have problems here, I know for sure. And 2 of my hook links come back in with that bait yesterday, so, or actually no, one of my hook links came back in with that bait, and the other one I didn't have the hook link. So I don't know what happened on that one. That is a weird one. So I'm in a bit of a quandary. Do I bring them in? It's early enough to redo them, get them back out, make sure they're all good. Or do I just let them sit undisturbed up till 10 o'clock maybe and see if I can get a bite? Bit of a quandary, guys. I don't know what to do, got to be honest. I think I'm going to have my coffee and think about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright guys, so it's about 7:30 Saturday morning. Trying to formulate a plan for today. So I don't know whether I said or not, but one of the reasons I chose this swim, one, I haven't fished swim 4 before, so I wanted to. Two, I've got a channel between the two islands in front of me, and I'm doing a review of the Vortex bait spreader today, so I wanted to be able to get an aerial shot from above in between the two islands spreading that bait. So I wanted to be in this swim, but so far I haven't seen any fish in this swim and I haven't had a bite, so I was contemplating moving quite hard actually, but then a couple more guys turned up, filled in spot 7 and 8, which is where I was thinking of moving to, which would have put me closer to Connor, but they're taken now. But just before they came over to say hello to me, I actually had a unit bosh out right in front of me, right near where I had my margin rod all day yesterday, and I moved it for last night. So yeah, I mean, the guy next door saw it as well, absolute unit bosh out, and he's like, oh, you want to be there, mate? I was like, yeah. So I brought in one of the rods, swapped the rod over, and I've got something where that fish was now. So I am definitely going to be staying in swim 6. There was a chance I was not, but I've been thinking about what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to, when I pull the rods in probably about 10 o'clock, I'm going to go back to the van, and not sure if you would have seen or not, but a while back I won 5 kilos of bait from Carp Basics. Now, I've used Carp Basics before, good quality bait, and I think I'm going to grab either 1 or 2 kilo bags of that, and I'm going to be using that for my bait review in the bait spreader to get it out. So I know I'm going to be putting out a really good quality bait in an area with a rig, and I think that's probably going to get me my best chance of getting a bite. So far it's kind of barren. I do know the fish are actually on the other side of the lake, in front of swim 14 mainly and 13. Ray, an old bailiff from here, was over there. He had 3 over there and advised me to go over there, but obviously this session I'm with Connor, so I wasn't going to do that. So I've got to make the best of this swim, but I have now seen a fish, so that's given me a bit more added confidence. It is my left hand side margin, which I'm going to have one over there. You know, it's the only carp I've seen in this area, so I'm going to have one there for the rest of the trip, which is probably about another 24 hours, guys. So I've got 24 hours to bag a fish. So we've got a helicopter going over by the sound of it. Okay guys, so I'm kind of formulating a plan. I think I'm going to be going with Nash, so Scopex squid on one of the rods as well. Carp Basics Ocean's Fruit, that's going to be my choice. I have got their spiced corn, and I have got their spiced corn wafters as well, but I think I'm going to be going for the Ocean's Fruit, guys. I think that's got to be what's got to be done. Or maybe I might even do 1-on-1. That might be a good idea, eh? Alright guys, listen. At least now I'm formulating a plan for today. So rods are going to stay until 10 o'clock, then I'm going to be making some changes. Hi guys, so I kind of literally forgot to give you a bit of an afternoon update. So it's 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, went for a comfort break about 10 o'clock, did a lap of the lake, spoke to quite a few people, gained a bit more information, went back to the van, got some more supplies, which included Carp Basics Ocean's Fruit in 15mm. I'd won 5 kilos recently, guys, so I've got some Carp Basics Ocean Fruit and spiced corn, and decided this weekend I needed the Ocean's Fruit. So got a couple of bags of that along with the Match the Hatch wafters, and the Match the Hatch wafters is actually what's on all 3 rods tonight, guys, or today I should say, but we'll probably stay on 4 tonight. So I'm just going to quickly show you with the old pointy finger where everything is. So let's zoom into this channel. So I have been in this channel yesterday, had nothing, moved it slightly, and then where I had it in the middle there was loads of action, and I think I might have missed a bite. So I am back out to this, and you're going to have to forgive me guys, because if I'm totally honest I can't see where I'm pointing or anything. The sun's in my face, but I'm over in this channel over here. Hopefully that's good enough. And then a little bit closer, right, block the sun a bit so I can point in the right direction. About here, but 3/4 of the way across, guys, so not tight to the margin or anything, 3/4 of the way across. That is also a match the hatch wafter. And then again, I've gone to this margin, but not how tight I was. There's a little bay in there. I'm not in that bay, I'm more out here, guys. Reason for that is about 7 o'clock this morning a unit boshed out there, and I was actually in that bay all of yesterday thinking it looked great, and then I moved it last night and I probably should have stayed there. So do you know what, those are the spots I've got for Saturday afternoon going into Saturday evening, and I'll be honest, I'm going to stick with those spots unless I see an actual carp jump out, wave at me and tell me put a bait over here and I'll have you. So I'm really just going to try and stick with those spots, guys. As you can probably see, it is looking absolutely beautiful here. It is an absolutely gorgeous lake. I don't know if you'll see all the way down there, but there is a whole lot of bird life here, guys. And they've been ducking down on it left, right and centre. And as I'm sure you can probably imagine, that little channel through there, they all love it. So it's been a nightmare. And also actually, so the cray's been a nightmare. Yesterday I brought back a couple of rods initially without any baits on. Today the one from that area came back mostly chewed up. I'll show you a little picture here. Well, it's not chewed up, it's clawed up, but you know what I mean, guys. So crays are still a problem here. So if you are coming to Temple Lake, you may want to use some hard hookers, which I've got with me at the minute, or some rubber baits or something like that if you plan to leave me in overnight. I'm probably going to do a refresh on all my rods, probably about 7 or 8 o'clock, see what condition they're in. If they're okay, they go straight back out. If they're not, they may get replaced with a hard hooker or a rubber bait. We'll see how that goes, depending on what spot. I'm guessing the one that's in the middle of the channel might come back. The other two so far have seemed to be okay, so we'll see how that goes later, and I'll give you an update later, guys. Evening, guys. So 7:30 Saturday evening, probably about 14-15 hours left to go, guys. Got to be off by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Rain's coming in about that time as well, I believe, so I'll definitely be off by then. So as you may or may not know, I used the new Vortex bait spreader by Stealth Cams earlier today, and I put quite a bit of bait out in quite a few areas. So I've been trying to leave it lastminute.com to see where I want to put my rods for tonight, because I've put quite a bit of bait out in most of my swim in most of the area. I'm kind of not fussed about putting any more bait out. I just want to, one, just check the rigs haven't been crayfished and then get them back out. So I think I'll probably just end up casting them out. But one of the things I've kind of given guys advice over the years when I've been here is that don't ignore mid-water, and I think I'm going to kind of follow my own advice, to be honest, guys. I am obviously watching the water, looking for signs. I have seen over that side a carp plunged down earlier today, so I probably do want to go to that spot. In my margin here, I had one jump out this morning about 7 o'clock, and I had kind of put some bait over there this morning, so I kind of want to go there. So I'm kind of thinking, really, I mean, I'm watching. I've seen a few little fizzes here and there, but where we've got this channel here, I've kind of put quite a bit of bait in that area, but I'm not sure I want to go quite into the channel. So I'm thinking maybe, you know, 3/4 of the way across. I think what I'll do, guys, whenever I come to put the rods out, like I said, I'm trying to leave it lastminute.com. I know it's meant to be dark about 9 o'clock today, so I'm going to try and leave it till probably about 8:15, reel in. I've got the rigs ready to go back out. One of them I have changed to plastic, guys, because a couple of my baits are coming back clawed up from the crayfish. So I'm going to put one plastic out for definite. I've then got a orange pop-up, which I've trimmed down from Oceans, which is an Oceans fruit from Carp Basics. So I'm going to put a bit of colour out tonight, because years ago when I first started fishing this lake, I was sponsored by a company called Bait Solutions, and I used to use their TF1, which is basically Tutti Frutti, and I used to catch on here quite regular. So I know orange is a colour that has worked for me. I don't know why I haven't used it much, if I'm honest, but I know it has worked for me here. So I'm going to go for an orange, albeit a pop-up. It's acting more like a wafter slash bottom bait. I've really trimmed it. I don't want it up in the air, I want it literally on the deck. And then the last one again is an Ocean's Fruit Match the Hatch wafter in a solid PVA bag. But like I said, I will show you where I'm going to put them. It partly is going to be decided by how the baits come in. So one of them is plastic, which I sort of redid. The other two at the minute are not. If they come back mauled, then I'm probably going to change my baits over to hard hookers or to plastic. So they may still change, guys. Like I said, I'm going to leave it as long as I can. So probably about 8:15, 8:30 the latest, and then get them out for the evening. It's been hard going this weekend, guys, I've got to be honest. For me, my main objective was really to get a review done on Stealth Cam's Vortex, which I have, so that will be up on the channel. Actually, it's probably going to be up on the channel before this comes out, actually. And obviously help Connor if he needs any help, because he's got a hand in a cast at the minute. So just really to be close enough to Connor to give him a hand if he needs it. He's popped over to Bonds today and had a couple little carp over there, so well done, Connor. That's good going, bud. Really good going. Alright guys, give you a bit more of an update when I'm ready to get these rods back out. Alright guys, so it's gone 8 o'clock and I've decided what rods are going to go where. So the first one is just going to be a yellow Ocean's Fruit pop-up that's been trimmed down to act a bit more like a bottom bait slash wafter. So it's going towards the channel but not into the channel, guys. So just on the outside and sort of in line with the sort of left hand side at the back, but it'll land where it lands, guys. So rod number 2 is going to be the rubber bait, and that's because there are crows in here, so I wanted to get a rubber bait out. Alright guys, so the third one is going to be a Ocean's Fruit wafter in a solid PVA bag. It's just going to be underhand cast close to the margin near me. This is an area where I did have one bosh out about 7 o'clock this morning and I wasn't in the area anymore, so I've got to put it out there tonight and hope they return in the morning. Morning guys, so 5:30 Sunday morning, and yeah, I know what you're thinking. That lack of footage means there's been no fish, but no, there actually has been fish. So let me show you the clip of mine from last night about 11:30, guys. Here we go. Hi guys, well, I tell you what, combination of using Stealth Cam's new Vortex Ocean's Fruit has got me a lovely 24.5 common. It gave me a really good fight, guys, at least over 12-13 minutes playing this thing. So let's get her up for you. Absolute beauty. Has meant I haven't blanked, so I'm more happy about that. Connor's given me loads of help, which is really cool because I did need it on this one. Let's just give it a bit of water. Look at these colours, guys. Look at that. Absolute beauty. That's handy. Wanted to show you the other side. Look at that, guys. I'm going to get Connor to take me some pics and then we're going to put her back. So as you can see, that was a lovely 24 pound 8 ounce common, and I tell you what, that gave me a really good fight. Really good fight. So obviously on the little clip there I gave thanks to Stealth Cams, as I was using their Vortex yesterday, which kind of gave me a lot more flexibility with regards to where I was putting the rods out at the night, if I'm honest, guys. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So using the Vortex, it gives you a big spreader bait, and obviously I was filming it for the review and all the rest, and what it allowed me to do is, when it came to the evening, rather than going pinpoint back on them spots, I was able to watch the water throughout the day and the evening, decide where I thought I saw the most amount of bubbles coming from, and then put a rig there in the night time. Sure enough, the one to the middle of the channel, but 3/4 of the way, so not in the channel like I have been fishing the previous day and night, but off the channel. That's what got me to bite. Now, I did mention on their Carp Basics as I was using their Ocean's Fruit yesterday, and it was actually their small little, I think it's like a 10mm orange pop-up that I trimmed down a hell of a lot to make it more like a bottom bait slash wafter. So that was my weapon of choice for last night, guys, and it worked. So happy days. Now, I've literally woken up within the last 10 minutes and seen that Connor's had a fish as well, so I'm really excited about that one. Really good. Looks like another good common. So let's show you a picture of that now, guys. So well done, Connor, mate. I have sent him a message, but I think he's probably gone back to sleep, knowing him. So yeah, he's had that one about 4:30, it seems. So neither of us have blanked. Now, I know it was probably a bit of a taller order for me on this session, guys, because I didn't pick my swim on watercraft or the wind or the weather or anything. I picked it because I wanted somewhere picturesque and on this side of the bank, because I know the sun comes over from this side and it's a lot brighter and all the rest. So I didn't actually pick my swim on the normal things, and after I set up, swim 14 on the other side became available, and that's where I'd been told all the fish are. And the old bailiff Ray kind of said to me, he's had 3 over there and all the fish are over there, if you can move, move. But because I was with Connor, I didn't want to move. So to still get one out, watch the water for a day and still get one out, I'm still happy. And like I said, it's 5:30, so I've still got a good 3 hours really before I need to be off ski. And the one in my left hand side margin, about 7 o'clock yesterday, an absolute unit went over there yesterday. So I'm hoping I've still got time for another bite, guys. So I still buzzing from last night, you might be able to tell. So I haven't had a lot of sleep. Oh, excuse me, because it's raining through pretty much all the night. Literally, as I got back into the bevy from that one about 12:30, it's been raining literally right up till now. So I haven't had a lot of sleep. I'm definitely going to need a coffee, guys, so I'm going to go and have a coffee now. Sorry, I keep looking at the water, but that's what you got to do when you get up early. You've got to watch the water. There's a little bit of mist on their water. Oh, I've just seen a carp show. And I'll tell you what, it's where my middle rod is. Actually, I'll tell you what, it really literally is where the middle rod is. Ooh. I might just turn the camera around for a second, guys, and wind it down, because that literally is where my middle rod is. If I could get a live take on camera, how cool would that be? So I'm going to turn this around, put it on the water for a bit. If there's nothing, then I will give you an update later, guys. Oh, very angry. Got his fin right up stiff. Hi guys, so fish number 2 for me. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. Hi guys, so fish number 2 for me is a 20-pound common. Again, using tactics from yesterday. Stealth Cam's Vortex helped me put a good spread of bait around. And there's the fruits of my labour. Let's get her up for you. She's very angry. So, she's really rigid at the minute, guys. Just be careful with them when they're like this. Try and see if you can wait for them to relax a little bit. Not certain this one is going to relax, but as you can see, a beauty nonetheless, guys. Try and show you the other side, then I get some pictures. Only 20 pound, guys, but give me a really good fight. Pretty stiff at the minute. There you go, guys. Sorry, not holding it too great at the minute. Right, get some pictures. Actually, whilst I'm here, treat it with propolis. Always make sure you've got propolis on hands, guys. This one has got a bit of mouth damage, actually. Not normally like that here, but this one has got loads of mouth damage, actually. Alright guys, fish number 2 is a £20 common. Has been fighting me on the bank somewhat, so I'm out of breath. But she's a beaut, we're going to let her rest because, like I said, she has been fighting me a bit. Let her get her strength back and her power back. She looks out of breath, I'm out of breath. Let's let her rest up a bit, guys. I'll turn her the right way. Just stabilise herself a bit more. And just leave her sit, get her strength back because she proper was fighting me, guys. Gotta be honest, for only £20, bloody hell. I definitely think she's gonna need a minute or two, guys. See her breathing. Never be in a rush to try and get rid of them, guys. Especially when they've beaten you off on the bank like this one has. Blimey. I am sweating. Got a few little battle scars on this one, guys. Quite a few wounds in the mouth, so definitely been caught a few times. She's got used to sitting out in the net now. Oh no. That's it. Thank you for the visit. Don't go into my other line. Ah, number 2, guys. Happy days. Now let's pack down. Alright guys, well, you're going to get me a bit, catch me all hot and sweaty at the minute. So 8 o'clock come, just about to start the pack down. Go and give Connor a call. I went and had another one, didn't I? It was a £20 common. I'll tell you what, the commons here, don't have to give a right fight. Look at that, got a little scratch on me from its fin. Little sharp bit on that, really beat me up on the bank. But an absolute pleasure having another one. Did have a few mouth wounds, so treated both of them. Got the old propolis on it. Always make sure you've got your propolis in your pocket, guys. Take care of them. Like I said, it's gone 8 o'clock now. I'm going to do a pack down, so I'm actually going to bring my rods in because I've got to go and wake Connor up because he hasn't woken up through anything. So I know he did have one in the morning, so I'm going to go wake him up because I need to go get my van, bring it round to swim, get packed up. So I'm going to call a close to this session. Now, there is a separate review that goes alongside this session, guys. It's for Stealth Cam's Vortex. That's a new bait spreader out on the market. Obviously I've used it to great success this weekend. Definitely going to be giving it the thumbs up on my review. Oh, and I think if I could have another hour in the water, I'd probably get another fish. Watching the water still, guys. We're anglers, that's what we do, right? So I've had 2 fish this time at Temple Lake. I think it was £24.5 and £20 commons. Both of them fought like stink. Give me a really good battle. I'm sweating from that one. Give me a really good battle. So once again, thank you Temple Lake. You haven't let me down. Keeping it up, so fantastic. So guys, firstly, thank you ever so much for watching the vlog. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate all your comments. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It's free and it helps me out immensely. If you've enjoyed this vlog, please take a second, give it a thumbs up. Does help. And if you want to be notified of future posts, hit that bell icon. I post every single Friday at 6:30. At the minute I am actually running a second series, how to build your own power barrow, which is, I'm putting them out on a Saturday because they're so popular. I wanted to keep them running on. So guys, thank you for watching another vlog for me at Temple Lake, Bowie Hill Fisheries in Dorking. It's been another good session for me. Only leaves me to say, stay safe, stay fishing. I'll see you in the next vlog.